some more evidence of maybe why the Democrats, particularly in the House in this case, dropped the ball on putting in any type of effort whatsoever to make sure this, they were doing things to make sure this eviction moratorium did not expire. I mean, we have, BlackRock's, was it BlackRock or Blackstone? One of those is very much has a lot of influence on the Biden administration. So both Biden and Kamala Harris's, top economic advisors tied to BlackRock, as well as the one of the top people at the Treasury Department connected to that. And then now here we have this. It's from Jacobin, so take that with a grain of salt. I think, their politics are decent when it comes to U.S. stuff, and then you get outside the borders of the U.S. with regards to, imperialism, things like that. They're a little bit more questionable, but, this seems to be pretty decent. Democrats took big real estate money, then let the ban expire, and I'm sure that's just, a coincidence. I'm sure taking, this massive amount of money from the real estate industry played no part whatsoever in, them dropping the ball on this issue. I'm sure they're not like this. I'm sure it's, disconnected. I mean, Jesus Christ. So, I mean, and then again, just the level of suffering and harm that's going to be created by this ban expiring is just going to be astronomical. Honestly, it's hard to really think about. According to the Aspen Institute, more than 15 million people are living in households that are behind on rent. And obviously, it should go without saying, the Republicans are just as fucking awful on this issue. The one thing I will say about them, though, at least, I guess, they don't really claim to care about this. They're not saying they, put in some relentless effort because they actually don't support this. At least they're a little bit more honest in their bullshit, I suppose you could say. Millions from a real estate tycoon. George Marcus, chairman of both the massive real estate brokerage Marcus and Millchap and the real estate investment trust Essex Property Tax, donated $1 million on June 1st to House Majority PAC, super PAC that works to elect Democratic lawmakers. The donation amounted to nearly 7% of the total funding the committee has raised so far this year. I mean, that's a big chunk of money, and obviously, these people with a lot of power and resources, not stupid, donate this money. It's going to, be in their interest to donate that money, because then the politicians will turn around and do their bidding, in this case just sitting on their hands while this eviction moratorium expires. And then Pelosi at the last minute talks about this relentless campaign she's been engaging on, trying to extend that, which again is just complete bullshit, trying to cover her ass. Her other Democrats in power have been doing literally nothing when they've known since June 24th that this was going to happen. Marcus also donated $263,000 in June to a joint fundraising committee benefiting House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's campaign, her leadership PAC, and the DCCC, the party committee that works to elect House Democrats. There you go. I mean, just to Nancy Pelosi alone, $260,000 in June. Coincidence? Fuck no, of course not. People donated that money with gonna donate it, they're gonna let this expire, it's gonna be good for me. Fuck those 15 million people who could be out on the streets. Marcus, who has a net worth of $1.7 billion, also been a huge Biden supporter. Again, the Biden administration has also dropped the ball on this. He donated $4 million to super PAC that supported Biden, Priorities USA, etc., etc. Marcus and Millichap. It's the largest commercial real estate brokerage in North America and sells apartment buildings too. I mean, damn. When asked about expiring federal eviction moratoriums, this is a CEO. We expect to work with our residents to the extent we can. So basically, we're going to kick you out as soon as possible, as soon as legally possible. And fuck you, we got to start recouping some of these losses. Corporate interests stand to gain. Blackstone Group getting money to the Biden and Democrats. Blackstone announces buying Home Partners, a single-family rental business that owns more than 17,000 homes. Jesus. So again, you see the, impact of big real estate money on the Democratic Party. Whether it's Biden, Pelosi, obviously Republicans as well. They're just as completely bought and paid for by these special interests, for sure. Again, as Lenin said, it doesn't really matter how many parties you have in a country if they're both serving the same interest, capital in this case, which obviously very true for both, corporate parties. Aiken, Gump, Strauss, Hauer, and Feld and its lobbyists have bundled, $336,000 for the DSCC. What is the DSCC? Have I seen that? Okay, Democratic Senatorial Campaign Committee. There we go. Democratic Senatorial Campaign Committee. The firm lobbies for Koch Industries. Jesus. Of course they do. Another Akin Gump client, the National Association of Realtors, lobbied to end the CDC's eviction ban. God damn. God damn, dude. It's a fucking swamp, man. It's a fucking swamp. Down with the whole rotten ass system. I mean, you have Nancy Pelosi out here saying she's leading a relentless campaign to extend it while she got over $260,000 from this real estate tycoon. Coincidence? No fucking way. I mean, you gotta be pretty damn naive to think that is a coincidence. The influence they have, these, real estate interested folks, connected to Blackstone, BlackRock, etc., in the Biden admin, and then you have all this influence, being peddled through these huge, massive donations to the Democratic Party. But I'm sure it's just a coincidence that the, Democrats stopped trying to do anything about extending it. I'm sure that's a big coincidence. What say you? Let me know down below. Like the video if you like the damn video. Subscribe for more content. That helps. Share it. Share my other content if you're so inclined. Become a patron for exclusive content and to support my work there. Peace. Much love. All proud of the people.